All right, stop. Come on, guys. Stop. Stop clapping. I know you're excited because it's time for the prestigious first annual No Bromo UFC Awards. I know you've all been waiting for this moment. You've all been waiting. You've all seen everyone else's. All right, you've seen everyone else's. You're now ready for the real deal. All right, No Bromo Fighting Award, UFC Awards 2024. Let's get straight into it. Saltiest Fighter of the Year. I'm not even going to try and tease you because it's obvious. It's Jamal Hill. This dude is just the saltiest man on planet Earth. Followed by Tyson Fury, but this is UFC Awards, okay? This dude is still salty about his loss against Alex Pereira at UFC 300. He's made a million excuses. It was Herb Dean's fault. Alex advanced during a timeout. I was confused when I kicked him in the bollocks, and then there was a timeout for like a millisecond. And then Alex advanced, and then he got outside foot position, and it wasn't me, guys. It was Herb Dean and Alex Pereira. You know, and then he's going on about Yuri, like, look, you got dominated. I got caught by a lucky shot. And then he's going up to Alex in the PI and shit, trying to start shit, but not actually do anything about it. You know, he's just a salty guy. Still not over that loss against Pereira. And he's been salty all year. As soon as he lost, he's like, nah, bro, it was that timeout. He just discombobulated me. It's like, dude, you kicked Alex in the penis, bro. And you're the one that's confused and discombobulated and off fucking concentration. Like, grow up, bro. Stop being so salty. You know? This is it. Saltiest Fighter of the Year, Jamal Hill. Congratulations, Jamal. You are the first recipient of the No Bromo UFC Award. This is history right now, bro. Well done. Congratulations. Now, cringe moment of the year. There's been a lot of them. From Izzy crying, you know, Sean Strickland crying on Twitter, Ian Gary's response to Colby Covington, I'll respond in my own time, don't rush me. And then him also at the press conference, nearly crying, keep booing me, you're all here to see me, oh, Layla, my wife. And then we've got, you know, fucking Conor just going on a downward spiral. But the cringe moment of the year goes to, again, Jamal Hill. Because Alex Pereira, during his entrance, shot his bow and arrow. Jamal caught it, snapped it, and then proceeded to get knocked out in the first round. Would have been cool if he won the fight, but he got knocked out in the first round. It would have been cool if he lasted 5 rounds and went back and forth with Alex, like Khalil Roundtree did. Well, he didn't last 5 rounds, but it'd be cooler if he lasted and actually did a better job, like Khalil did against that. If Khalil caught the arrow and snapped it, that would have been cool because he actually took it to Pereira. This dude got knocked out in round 1 after snapping the bow. An arrow. Well, not the bow, after snapping the arrow. And also at the press conference, he brought that fucking water bottle. That Eastern Island head with fucking blood on it. Again, would have been cool, bro, if you didn't get knocked out in the first round and then cry about it like a little bitch. Alright, so that's the cringe moment of the year for me. When Jamal Hill decided to snap the arrow and then get knocked out in the first round. Worst fighter of the year. Candidates. It's quite a few. You know, you've got Batista. You've got Anthony Smith. Well, we say Anthony Smith, but there's one guy who got submitted by Anthony Smith this year and then knocked out by Dustin Jacoby. Vitor Petrino. The worst fighter of the year without a doubt. Who the fuck? I was going to say in 2024, but in general. Who in the flying flip gets submitted by Anthony Smith? It's pathetic. Like, this dude was supposed to be like a prospect at light heavyweight. You're getting submitted by Anthony Smith? He's fucking shit. He ends up in the field position every fight, and you're getting submitted by him. Unbelievable. And then you get knocked out by Dustin Jacoby at UFC Tampa. Great knockout. Sorry, I just shut my door. Great knockout for Jacoby. But for you, bro, you know, I lost to Anthony Smith and then to Jacoby when you were supposed to be like kind of a prospect. You know, it's just not good. And anyone that loses to Anthony Smith is automatically the worst fighter of the year. of the year. Now you might be saying, what about Mario Batista though? No, Bromo, he's the worst fighter ever. Yeah, but the thing is, he won. Whether we like it or not, he won. And you can't be the worst fighter of the year if you win your fights. And this dude hasn't won a fight this year, I'm pretty sure. Worst performance of the year. Again, a few people to fucking go off of. You know, we've got Paulo Costa against Sean Strickland, didn't do anything and let Sean Strickland also do nothing. Colby Covington against Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards against Colby Covington. Mario Batista, but there's one guy, and you know who I'm going to say. It's Kron Gracie. It's Kron Gracie. This motherfucker pulled guard. I lost count how many times at UFC 310. The worst performance I've ever seen, and I watched Rose versus Esparza, and I was like, what the fuck, bro? I was annoyed. I was more annoyed watching this than I was that fight. Apart from the ending where he got knocked the fuck out with some brutal elbows. But this dude, worst performance of the year. 100%. Pulling guard. I think he pulled guard like 3 or 4 times. And proceeded to do nothing with it. Which he just pulled guard and just led there. With Bryce Mitchell on him. What man? No, I don't even fight, so I know what I'm on about. What man goes into a fight and pulls another man on top of him? It's gay. It's gay and shit. It's shit and gay. And yeah, worst performance of the year. I don't know anyone that could argue with this. You could say Mario Batista, but again, he won. He won the fight. So, yeah, I mean, you could say Mario Batista as a little runner-up, as a little special mention. Yeah, worst performance of the year against Jose Aldo. But this guy, pulling guard 3 or 4 times, doing nothing with it, and then proceeding, he pulled guard and then got knocked out from pulling guard. No denying it, bro. Best post-fight interview. I'm not even going to waste time. It's Brian Battle, okay? I don't even need to tease that one. This dude had the best post-fight interview I've ever seen in my entire life at Paris. He beat the French dude, and then he gets on the mat. If you've not seen it, where have you been for a start? But go and watch it. Brian Battle, post-fight interview, UFC Fight Night Paris. He gets on the mic. Everyone's booing him. Everyone in France is booing him. He's flipping them off. Walking around the ring like this. He's like, keep booing me, I love it. Keep booing me, baby, I love it. It only makes me better. And then he's like, delivers that iconic line. I know y'all did not think the Butcher was going to lose in a fist fight to a French dude. Oh, so good. Best post-fight interview of the year. Maybe one of the best of all time. It's up there with Connor's. I'd like to take this time to apologize to absolutely nobody. But that was an iconic post-fight interview. This is up there for me. It really, really is. This was, I mean, there's no other post-fight interview that comes close. Maybe Moicano's in Paris, because that was a cool one too. Or the one where it was like, I can't afford to lose. That was a good one. But this just takes the cake. It just does. Best presser moment of the year. Best press conference moment of the year. Now we've had a lot. We've had Manel Cap starting on Israel Adesanya. Beautiful. We have got Colby Covington asking the audience how many people have fucked Ian Gary's wife. Amazing. Amazing. We've got Sean Strickland going after Sean O'Malley. Amazing. Wait, was that a presser? I think it was. But the best press conference moment of the year goes to DDP making Adesanya and Sean Strickland cry. So we'll go over both of first. So Drickus, I'm going to lump them both together because they're both Drickus press conference moments. He made Sean Strickland cry when he brought up his dad. He didn't cry at the press conference, but he cried on a podcast about it. And then he made Adesanya cry by telling him just literally telling him the truth. All right. Adesanya's talking about, because this whole thing was like, who's a real African, and Adesanya said he's going to take the belt back to New Zealand and things like that, and Drickus said, are you going to take the servants with you to New Zealand too? And then Adesanya just lost it, because for some reason Adesanya likes to pretend that he was underprivileged as a youth and he grew up in the fucking slums and had to work his way out of the fucking ghetto. Dude had servants. Dude didn't wash himself till he was 8 years old. Adesanya's words, not mine. Oh, wrong hole. No Jones. Shit. So yeah, when DDP made him cry, that was fucking awesome. He made a grown man cry with words. He's meant to be a fighter. And he's up there crying on stage because Drickus spit facts, bro. You're not a fucking underprivileged youth. You had servants. And then another moment where Izzy was like, someone asked Izzy about how he feels about being the underdog, and Izzy was like, underdog? Well, who's the underdog? And Drickus went, no one said anything about dogs, bro. Chill out. And Izzy had nothing to say back to that. It was fucking awesome. Best presser moment of the year, DDP, making Izzy cry and bringing up the dog stuff, because that's always going to win. Now, this is a different one. I've not seen many people do this. Takedown of the year. And I'm pretty sure I've got two. I do have two. There's been a lot of good takedowns, but I'm not going to get into all that. I'm just going to get into these two because we'll be here all night. Merab's takedown on Henry Cejudo and Islam's takedown on Poirier. Now, let's talk about Merab's first. So Merab out-wrestled an Olympian for a start, which is crazy to think about. He picked up Henry Cejudo over his shoulder like a fucking kid, looked around the octagon to find Mark Zuckerberg, and then when he spotted Mark Zuckerberg, walked over to Mark, slammed Henry down, and then proceeded to talk to Mark Zuckerberg. He picked him up like a child and dunked him like a fucking basketball, bro. It was crazy. And after that fight, I said to my good buddy Ricky Blitz, and he can confirm it if he's watching, Merab is going to beat Sean O'Malley, because the way he manhandled Henry, unbelievable. And that takedown was so fucking awesome, bro. It was fucking sick. So good. The way he picked him up and just fucking slammed him, bro. It was awesome. I loved it. And then obviously we got Islam Makhachev's on Poirier. That beautiful fucking leg sweep. Oh, and then straight into the Darce choke from there. I've genuinely never seen anything like that leg sweep. He just like grabbed his ankle and fucking whoosh, spun him around like a fucking lasso, and then got the Darce choke from there. It was like poetry in motion. It was absolutely perfect, and it got him the win in his championship defense. Like, I mean, I couldn't pick between these two because there was such awesome moments, so I've given them both it. Congratulations, guys! You got the prestigious No Bromo award. You know, I'm giving it to both of them because it was both of them were fucking awesome. Submission of the year. Now, I know I just said that Islam got that awesome Darce choke on Poirier, but that I'm not including that in this one. I wanted to give someone else a shot. All right, I'm trying to make it a bit more varied. Okay, so submission of the year, in my opinion, goes to fucking Paddy the Body, mate. You know what I'm saying, lad? No one wants to fucking say all about it. You know what I mean? I'm scouse. I don't get knocked out, me, lad. I'm going to go in there and fucking submit Bobby Green, mate. I'm going to go do it. For Liverpool, mate. Paddy's submission on Bobby Green was nasty. It was even nastier because I was picking Bobby Green to... I think a lot of people were, to be fair. People who were picking Bobby Green to kind of just piece Paddy up on the feet. But Bobby didn't get anywhere near him. And then as soon as Bobby shot for that takedown, Paddy sprawled it and instantly flicked his legs up into a triangle. And not only did he get the triangle, he also got an arm bar, and it's like he put Bobby to sleep and also almost broke his arm at the same time. It was fucking crazy to see Bobby Green in that situation. I'm not saying that Bobby Green's like a world beater. I didn't see that one coming, guys. Bobby Green's a monster, but it was such a nice like transition into the triangle. It was almost, well, it was perfect. It was perfection. And Bobby made a mistake, and Paddy capitalized on it perfectly, and he just got him out of there. For me, submission of the year goes to Paddy the Body, mate. And I could be fucking, you might disagree with me. Might just because you don't like fucking Paddy, lad. But he fucking got it done, didn't he? You know what I mean, lad? You know what I fucking mean? He got it done, did he? You know what I'm saying, lad? Paddy the Body gets it done. Submission of the year for me. No doubt about it. Fight of the year now. Fight of the year. I've seen a lot of people go Max, Gaethje Holloway. That's an obvious pick. All right, and then I won't say it's fight of the year because of how one-sided it really was. That's more like a performance of the year type shit, where it's a one-sided beatdown and then a fucking KO at the end. That's like the type of shit I'm saying. Fight of the year, I'm saying like a back and forth scrap. A back and forth scrap. Now, a lot of people have said Zellhuber versus Ribovic, which is a good pick. But I rewatched it the other day just to refresh my memory, and round 1 was a bit meh. Rounds 2 and 3 were great. Don't get me wrong. Round 3 was unbelievable. But I thought I've seen a fight recently that's just a lot better, and call it recency bias, but it's Cub Swanson versus Quarantillo. This fight was just this fight was nuts from the fucking word go. All right, it just was. You got Cub Swanson getting rocked. All right, then you've got Cub Swanson landing on Quarantillo. And then it ends. It's so back and forth. They're both landing on each other with such like spite and like intensity. They didn't slow down one bit. And Cub managed to recover after getting rocked quite bad, and got the one of the flushest KOs on the Tampa card. And there were so many KOs on that Tampa card, it was ridiculous. But Cub Swanson, and not only was it better. Not only was it fight of the year because of the actual fight, but it's because it's Cub Swanson. The old dude, the underdog. Shows he's still got that fight in him, Gets that nasty KO at the end after a great fight. All 3 rounds were just action from the fucking word go, bro. Call it recency bias, whatever. I don't give a fuck. This for me, fight. This. If you had to say to me, no, Bromo, you can watch any fight from this year. You only get to pick one. It's this one. It's this fight right here. It was fucking awesome. If you haven't seen it, for whatever reason, go watch it. It's ridiculous. Fighter of the year. Now, there's only 2 options here. It's either Alex Pereira or it's Ilia Topuria. There's no one else in the conversation. You can say Joaquin Buckley, but I say maybe he can be like a special mention because, let's face it, not as impressive as Ilia or Pereira, and I don't think that's. I mean, it isn't controversial, is it? But the question is, who have I gone with? Is it Alex? Is it Ilia? It's Ilia. Without a question, Ilia Topuria. I'm going to explain why. Yes, Alex has defended his belt 3 times. Yes, he's saved 2 pay-per-views, I think it is. 300 and 307, I think it was. But, and there's a big but here. Look at the wins. Look at the wins. Now, Jamal and Yuri, great. Roundtree, another great win. But let's be honest, guys. They're not as name value wise and what they've done in the sport. All those 3 guys do not touch Volkan Holloway. And not only that, Ilia knocked them both out in the same year. Ilia knocked out Volkanovski, the featherweight GOAT, in 2 rounds. And then he knocked Holloway out in round 3. He became the first person in history to knock out Max Holloway. Another one of the greatest featherweights to ever live. Now, Jamal, Yuri, Roundtree, great fighters. But when you talk about the greatest light heavyweights of all time, those 3 don't come into the question. They really don't. And great wins by Pereira. Great, 3 defenses in 1 year. It's very commendable. He's amazing, and he's saving pay-per-views left and right, quick turnarounds. But for me, Ilia Topuria, KOing Volk, the featherweight GOAT, and then KOing Max Holloway, who's never been KO'd in his life, in the same year. It's a no-brainer. It really is a no-brainer. Ilia Topuria gets it done as the fighter of the year. Congratulations, Ilia. I bet you're really happy. I bet you're watching this at home. Well done, mate. You got it done. Now, pay-per-view of the year. Pay-per-view of the year. Now, I was supposed to be Fight Night of the year first and pay-per-view of the year second, but I got it mixed up. But anyway, there's only one answer, and it's 300. And you might just say that's a really casual take. I don't really give a fucking shit, because this pay-per-view from start to finish was just banger after banger after. I mean, look at it. I mean, is there really any need to go into it? Really? Early prelim opener, Figgy and Garbrandt, like, great fight. Green and Miller, great fight. I didn't watch the women's fight, I'll be honest. I was at work, so I was just watching the ones that I cared about. Turner Moicano, amazing fight. Yusuf Lopez knocks him out. Holm Harrison's debut was amazing. Qatar Sterling still didn't look great. Prohaska Rakic, what a fucking scrap. Nickel Brundage was a bit shit. That should have been on the early prelims. Oliveira Sarukian, man, like passing of the torch moment, kind of. You know, Sarukian on the come up. Gaethje Holloway, don't even need to. That fight was ridiculous. Zhang and Yang, a great fight, and then we got Pereira Hill. We get Pereira knocking Hill out in round 1. The best pay-per-view of the year. Nothing's beating it. If it wasn't this, maybe 308. Elia versus Holloway. That's probably the next best thing, because that card was ridiculous, unbelievable. 310 was also really, really good. But yeah, pay-per-view of the year, 100% goes to 300. Fight Night of the year. So, in my opinion, there's two contenders for this. It's Fight Night Macau. Don't know why it's done that. It's Fight Night Macau, Fight Night China, or it's Fight Night Tampa. They are the two options that I can see for this. Only being, like, no other Fight Nights come close. And it's Fight Night Tampa. Call it recency bias, I don't give a fuck. This card was insane. From start to fucking finish. It's potentially card of the year. Card of the year. We got knockouts, mostly knockouts from start to finish. Manel Cap entered some sort of crazy flow state in this in his fight after getting nut-shotted 3 times. It was unbelievable. Cub Swanson versus I was going to call him fucking Tarantino then. Quarantillo, fight of the year in my opinion. Petrino versus Jacoby, upset knockout, unbelievable. You know, Yana, he was just top to bottom. And then we get Colby getting beat the shit out of for 3 rounds. You love to see it, you really do. Fight Night of the year, without a fucking question. Macau is a very, very close second. That was a crazy card with a great performance from Piotr Yan, his best performance to date, in my opinion. Now we've got a few more. Underdog performance of the year. I originally went with Khalil Roundtree, and I went in stream, and people were like, no, you're forgetting, no, Bromo, you're forgetting that Max Holloway was an underdog against Justin Gaethje, and I went, shit, I am. You're right. Everyone was counting Max out of this fight. Everyone was saying Justin Gaethje's going to spark this dude. Justin Gaethje's going to fuck this guy up. It's not going to be good for him. And Max Holloway schooled him for 5 rounds, and then we all know what happened in that last 10 seconds. That is the underdog performance of the year with Khalil Roundtree at 2nd place. Un-fucking believable. I don't even need to really go into too much detail. We all saw the Gaethje Holloway fight. We all know what happened. This I completely forgot that Holloway was an underdog, probably because it's Holloway. And I'm thinking, like, it's very rare that he's an underdog. So I probably that's why it slipped my mind. It really did. But for me, underdog performance of the year goes to Max Holloway. Shout out to my stream for reminding me. I appreciate that. That's why I kind of went live to kind of just give my first take pretty much on this. And I kind of got people agreed with most of them apart from 2 of them. This one and another one. I can't remember which other one it was, but yeah. Best performance of the year. Best performance of the year. I think it was this one. Now, I originally went with Manel Cap for his UFC Tampa performance. Maybe recency bias, but for me, I was most impressed with that performance. But then the stream got chatting, and they kind of changed my mind a little bit. And I thought, you know what? You're absolutely right. It's Ilia Topuria against Max Holloway, and the reason being, he became the first person to knock Max Holloway out in history, and he pieced him up for most of that fight. I basically predicted this fight round for round. Apart from I said he was going to knock out Holloway in round 4. I said round 1's going to be a feeling out process. Round 2, Ilia's going to enter his kind of not his flow state, but Ilia's going to be more successful on the feet, and then he's going to wobble him in round 3 and knock him out in round 4. That's what happened. Apart from he wobbled him in round 3, then knocked him out in round 3. All right. This is definitely the best performance of the year, because no one had knocked out Max Holloway. He was telling everyone, "I'm going to be the first person to knock out Max Holloway." I believed him. I fully believed him, and I said he was going to do it. A lot of people were like, "Nah, fuck off, bro," because people like to hate Ilia Topuria because he's coming after all your favorite fighters. That's all it is. But he said what he was going to do. It's the same with Volk. He changed his Instagram bio to UFC featherweight champion before he even won the belt, and he went out and knocked out Volk as well. Like, it's performance of the year, Ilia, for his performance against Max Holloway. Easily. Best round of the year. Lots of contenders. Zelhuber Rivovic round 3. You know, you've got obviously Gaethje Holloway round 5 with a nasty knockout. Pereira versus Roundtree round 4. Amazing round. You know, but it goes to Oral Bayan Rebecki. I don't know how you say his name. This round 3, I don't know how Oral Bayan just didn't go to sleep. He was taking punch after punch after punch on the ground to the head, and he literally just fucking stood up. He just thought, why am I down here? I can just stand up. And he stood up. And you know what he did? He fucking fired back. This dude's face, I know he looks like a Neanderthal now, but you should have seen it at the end of round 3. He's fucking, I can't remember which eye it was. It might have been his right eye. Was basically like this, with a big fucking lump on it. He couldn't see anything. If you've not seen this fight, go and watch it. Alright, round 3, it gets fucking nuts. There's blood everywhere. Like, it's just, Oralbai should have been knocked out. But then Oralbai ends up on top of Rebeski. I don't know how you say his name. Sorry. Ends up on top. Ground and pounding him. It was so good. So good. It was ridiculous round. It really was. And round 3 of this fight, round of the year, without a fucking question. Rivalry of the year now. I think we've got a few more left. But rivalry of the year. There's been a few. You know, we've got Jamal Hill and Alex Pereira going at it now. You know, Manel Cap, Kai Kara France. That kind of started last year. But the rivalry of the year for me is DDP and Izzy. The whole race war that Adesanya started. And DDP just roasting him to fuck at the press conference. And Adesanya calling him a cracker. Adesanya's basically just being racist towards Drickus. Saying that he's not African. He's a cracker. He's this, he's that. He got his buddy Usman in on the fucking beef. And then for DDP just go out and submit him and make him cry at the press conference. This was rivalry of the year, 100%. 100%. You know, this had some racial tension for some reason. Because Adesanya and Usman like to make everything about race, when Drickus didn't really. Well, he didn't at all. He just said that he's going to be the African champion fighting out of Africa, which he is, and Izzy isn't. But because he's white, how dare he say things like that? So yeah, rivalry of the year. This was a great rivalry. The build up to their fight was really good. DDP is probably one of the best trash talkers in the UFC. He's now made 2 people cry. He's made his last 2. He's basically 2-0 on making his opponents cry. On the bounce, he's on a 2-fight cry streak. That's what he's on, with Sean Strickland and Adesanya. But this rivalry was great. What's going to be the rivalry next year? I'm thinking John and Tom Aspinall, but it's only going to be a rivalry because John's going to make it one. You know, he's going to call Tom disrespectful, and Tom's going to be like, what are you talking about? I've given you, you know. I think that could be rivalry of the year, but I think Tom's too nice for it, though, so maybe not. Who knows? Let's find out. Anyway. Now, the last one, KO of the year. Now, before you say Gaethje Holloway, it's not that. And I want to tell you why. Gaethje and Holloway is the best knockout of the year, maybe of all time, hands down, no questions asked. But I don't think it's fair to just give that the KO of the year. Everyone's giving it KO of the year, and fair enough, because it is the best KO of the entire year. But I thought, you know what? I don't want to give that the KO of the year because that's too obvious. I want to shed light on another KO that happened that was absolutely just brutal. You've got Vinicius Oliveira with his flying knee KO. If you've not seen this KO, YouTube that shit. Go and watch it. It is fucking nasty. Oh, up against the cage. Flying knee straight to the fucking chin. And the dude just folds like a lawn chair. It's disgusting, but it's amazing at the same time. And it's behind Max Holloway's KO over Gaethje, obviously, because you know, Max Holloway and Gaethje had higher stakes. Biggest pay-per-view of the year. It was an awesome moment with 1 second to go on the clock. That's obviously the best KO ever of the year, whatever. But this, outside of that, if Gaethje Holloway didn't fucking hell, if Gaethje Holloway didn't happen, this is it. This is it. It went under the radar because Vinicius Oliveira is not a big name. But go and watch that fight. Go and watch the KO. It is a nasty, nasty KO. It's unbelievable. It really, really is. And it's one of my favourite knockouts ever. Just because of the pure brutality of it. It's nasty. Well, that will conclude the first prestigious annual No Bromo UFC Awards 2024. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think of my picks? Let me know what you guys think. This is my opinion. Okay? If you disagree, that's absolutely fine. Let's not become children and be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You missed out this. I probably have missed something. I've not got a fucking sponge-like brain that soaks everything in. I do forget shit. So if I have forgotten anything that you think could replace any of these picks, let me know. Let me know, and we can have a conversation. But yeah, that's my picks for this year. I had a lot of fun making this. A bit different to what I usually do, but I'm going to try and do some more shit. Especially since, you know, there's only so much shit you can talk about before the news runs dry. But yeah, like and subscribe, links are down below. And until next time, I'll see you in a bit.